Okay, welcome to part 4 of my Let's Play. And you may notice something off the bat, and that is I've fixed the credits. And that's because I have time on my hands. And the reason I have the time on my hands is, again, because I have run into yet more proof that the only thing that separates Electronic Arts from the Mafia is that the Mafia gave you better customer service. And what I have run into this time is that, as of this recording, I do not know if there will be a Mass Effect 3 Let's Play, because there is no way for me to play the game. I bought this game on release for $90, spent about another $50 or $60 on the DLC, and now Origin just randomly decides that even for a single player, no option to go offline, nothing like that, even for a single player, Origin itself, not the game, but Origin, the Origin client, has to update itself with a massive file. Now that wouldn't be so bad. I don't mind spending a few weeks downloading a massive file on the slow internet connection that is the only internet connection you can get where I live. And no, I can't just take my computer to somewhere like McDonald's, because the only thing I could afford was a desktop. Not a laptop. So, I'm stuck at my location with my computer and even though Origin recognizes my internet connection as being fast enough for downloading new games and downloading DLC and updates and going to their store, it won't recognize it as being fast enough for an update to the Origin client. So, as of this recording, I have spent a week looking for a solution, and I can't find any online. I can't find any workarounds for this. So, unless I can find a workaround for Origin, I can't play Mass Effect 3 ever again, all because Origin decided that it needed to update itself, and there is no way to play that it will let you play any EA games without it being updated first. So yeah, it's just EA's excuse to take $90 and they say, "Oh, well, you agreed to it with the end user license agreement." Yeah, the end user license agreement I wasn't allowed to see before paying for the game. There is nowhere on their website, there is nowhere in the shops, there is nowhere anywhere you get to see this contract you're supposedly agreeing to when you buy the game. And what's more, no store lets you return an open game for anything other than that same game. So if the game itself is set up not to work, period, then you're stuck. You're stuck paying $90 to $150 for nothing. And here's the thing, it's after 2 years of the game working fine. I got it registered, I didn't have any problem with that. As I said, it took me 3 or 4 months, but I did manage to download the DLC. I managed all this and it was fine. And it just let me download at a really slow speed. But this, nope, not fast enough to update, even though this update is much smaller than it. But yeah, enough of my complaining, just explaining to you why you may never see a Mass Effect 3 Let's Play. If you're even watching this. I don't think anybody watches these, but just...
The commander's put together an impressive team. I've never worked with so many aliens before.
You haven't actually worked with any of us, random guy.
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite.
You know, the first time I did this, I was expecting there to be like Shepard having to vomit or something, because it didn't. I didn't expect this to end well if you ate it.
You really came
Ah, and here's something I want to show you. Remember the last game I complained about the cabin serving no purpose? There was nothing interactive in it. This is different. Look at this. You get fish, which feed them at the end of every mission. I cannot stress that enough. If you go 2 missions and don't feed them, you've got a bunch of dead fish in your tank. All sorts of stuff you collect. You can listen to music. Just selections from the soundtrack of the first game, but still. I wish they'd let you do a Grand Theft Auto and just have a folder or something where you could just drag and drop. I don't know if... I never played Grand Theft Auto. I played it on the Xbox and the PS2. I never played it on the PC, but I'm guessing the Grand Theft Auto games on the PC would let you do what you could do on the Xbox, which is just have a folder full of your random music. So if you wanted to, you could just sit up here and listen to I could just sit up here and listen to my collection of Dragnet all day. And the fish, they actually do a pretty good approximation of flying around like fish. You've got a hamster. I'm a little disappointed that you can't interact with it more and that you can't name it. I accidentally hit that by mistake. You've even got a bathroom. I'm not sure which purpose the shower serves, or the toilet, since your character doesn't have like a bladder meter like a sim or anything, but still, it's nice to see a toilet. As somebody who always wondered where the toilets were on the Enterprise as a kid, I salute them for at least putting the toilet there. Okay, here we go. Another recruitment mission. Whoop.
The dossier doesn't say if Okir is on this planet by choice. Assume hostiles.
There is only one measure of success. Kill or be killed.
Really?
Loudspeakers. Someone likes the sound of their voice.
Stay focused. We're looking for
Yeah, seems like radios would be much more efficient. I mean, I'm just saying, volunteer fire company my dad's a part of, uses radios instead of loudspeakers. I don't understand, how that could be more efficient.
I'm not telling you anything.
I've got a nice application.
Hey, at least you use the correct grammar. Hate it when people say I'm not telling you nothing.
Son of a bitch.
That just bugs me. They're saying the exact opposite of what they mean to say.
From the labs. The old Krogan up there, he's really been cleaning house lately.
Yeah, he's been dusting out everything. He's been looking through his old photo albums, getting rid of the duplicate photos, and
Outpost 4, Jador wants us to move. We need coordinates on that Krogan pack.
I want your friends gone. Understand?
Patrol, the last group dispersed. Lost sight 5 minutes ago.
Dispersed. Jador will be pissed.
And you probably should have called this in 5 minutes ago. I mean,
You got it. Dispersed.
this seems like a really bad thing to lose track of.
I'm helping.
I mean, is it ever a good thing to lose track of Wild Krogan?
What's Jador planning to do with all these Krogan?
Replace us, probably.
Yeah, they work much cheaper, and they'll do jobs we won't do, like yeah, on the farm. So yep.
Is Jador's lab heavily guarded?
They're taking our jobs. There's Krogan. Took our jobs.
Does he know Okir? Does he know about all of this?
We can't go in the labs, but everyone sees what happens when the Krogan come out. I've shot hundreds. They're crazy, mindless. Anyone up there, they know what's going on.
If you start limping now, you might find a shady spot before you bleed out.
Oh, for crying out loud! You promised me that meta gel.
Why chase him off so soon?
I liked
Need a
him.
heavy hand. Come on, our warlord is somewhere in Jador's lab.
I was hoping he would. Then you run into this guy next. All you really do in this level is shoot mercs and then shoot some crazy Krogan. So, yeah, I cut out pretty much all the action scenes because it's like, what's the point? I figure it would be pretty boring for anybody watching.
Night cycles. 7 days.
They must breed them full size, ready to kill.
Or, you know, given that different planets have different orbits, he could be in his 60s, and if I could, and it could, and still only be 7 night cycles in compare here, and still be only 7 night cycles here, but be in his 60s for compared to like Earth or somewhere else. How come every planet has the exact same orbit and the exact same number of hours in their days in science fiction?
Did he speak to you while you were in your tank?
I heard the voice, not like now, with ears. Inside. I called it Father. It like that. But it was disappointed.
I didn't go to college. I decided that I decided to go to work, get some work experience in construction first. He wanted me to be a doctor.
Saren's cure. How does Okira expect these Krogan to ignore the genophage if not by curing it?
No idea. Doesn't look like he's had much success so far.
And as we all know, if Garrus doesn't have the answer to a scientific or political question, nobody has the answer, because he's clearly an expert in all fields of science.
How can you speak if you're only a week old?
There was a scratching sound in my head.
That's what happens when you keep your headphones on way too long while listening to Metallica.
And the teaching stopped. And now I am here.
It was taught enough to be judged. We still don't know what the goal was, though.
I don't know, but I am not perfect.
Well, don't take it so hard. Nobody is.
Do you remember Jador?
I know that name. It causes anger, but also laughter.
You should see his stand-up routine on open mic night. It kills.
I've heard it many times.
Sometimes literally.
Can you show me the laboratory? I need to
Krogan's stand-up comedy involves lots of tossing of grenades and firing of flamethrowers at the audience.
Broken parts. Behind many of you fleshy things. I will show you.
Yeah, because Krogan aren't fleshy at all. What? So they're too crazy to be of use, but you give them full battle armor and weapons? That doesn't seem like a particularly smart move. Isn't that like equipping Jaws with a rocket launcher?
Things are in your way.
You could have run or tried to fight your way back.
Yeah, and and the Krogan seem really. You're a regular Fred Astaire there.
If they come, I fight.
I mean, really, buddy. You don't get to criticize my movement speed. I've got my adrenaline rush all the way. I got my adrenaline rush fully upgraded at this point.
Shoot, you know me.
Shoot, you know me.
I shut down the security cameras as soon as I saw it was you. Never thought I'd say it, but I'm glad it's you shooting up the place. Sorry,
Alright.
Thanoptis. You let me go when you destroyed Saren's lab on Vermeer. Had to outrun a nuke in a utility pod.
Not sure how that's possible, given that the nuke seemed to take out. Seeing that the nuke seemed to take out the whole continent that thing was on. So
Not for the mercs. Jador's on a
Wow.
standard power trip. But Okira is trying to do something good, even if his methods are a little extreme. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Extreme.
Sometimes giving one days off.
Maybe she's just involved in all this '90s nostalgia that seems to have come out of nowhere.
He's running the project for his own reasons.
And that would explain her being so on board with extreme measures.
He dumps them for some reason.
She probably drinks nothing but Surge and eats nothing but extreme Cheetos. And her shoes are probably Air Jordans.
We agree on that. Don't
Oh,
worry.
and
I plan to
her
stay as far
favorite
away as
show
I
is
can
probably
keep
Home
things
Improvement.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna
Is that
run
is that
like
enough
before we
90s
close the place or something. I know
extreme
how you
jokes?
work.
Oh, And she's probably, she probably has a,
Mad scientist ethics for sale kind of way.
you think she'd turn up in the third game, but since I seem to be setting something up, I mean, you'd have to really be rushing a project out the door for no discernible reason to not have that pay off at some point.
It's not a sign of gentle change. Surprised.
I strongly disapprove of your methods, young man.
Any other solution I'd have considered.
You are no gentleman. And I care nothing for non-gentlemanly behavior, good sir.
I gave their leader my rejects for her army, but she grows impatient. It's time
She doesn't even. I mean, good night. She doesn't even have any. She doesn't even do a proper orientation. She just sort of throws them out there and says, "Hey, here, be a part of the army."
my requests were focused elsewhere.
She gives. I've seen Walmart cashiers better trained than her army.
With that, I will inflict upon the genophage the greatest insult an enemy can suffer: to be ignored.
Yeah, even if it goes, does this bug you? I'm not touching you. Does this bug you? I'm not touching you. I will ignore it. Hopefully it'll get tired of bugging me and go bother someone else.
For every 1,000 stillborn, too many weaklings live. Every survivor is branded as precious. Produced more cuddling than your collective human teats.
Yeah, that kind of happens when you have a...
Let us carry the genophage. Let 1,000 die in a clutch. We will defeat it by climbing atop our...
That doesn't make any flippin' sense. If you don't... If there aren't any people left alive, how on earth can you, I don't care how good your soldiers are, you still have to have enough numbers to, in one place, defeat your enemy and, then hold the territory. That's just a fact. No matter how advanced technology becomes, that's a fact that has always been true and probably will always be true of warfare.
My rejects are exactly what Jador asked for.
And how on earth would your perfect Aryan Krogan blonde hair Krogan thing? How on earth would he do if they just decide to start dropping nukes on him instead of, you know?
What did you get from the collectors? I need whatever you know about them.
They are strange, so isolated, yet very available when your sacrifice is big enough.
I had to sacrifice my record player.
The tech was consumed in my prototype.
Oh. Now all my LPs are useless.
The deaths were unfortunate,
but I think it'll save my people, so I guess it's worth it. But I'm a major hipster, so that's quite a sacrifice.
It is the key to my legacy.
Attention, I have traced the Krogan release. Okeer, of course.
Where else could it have come from? Could you tell me? I mean, we've already established you and Okeer are the only people allowed in this lab, and you must know that you didn't release them. So it would have to be Okeer. Idiots. You know, I guess she must have the worst detective skills in history. If she, can you imagine how bad your detective skills would have to be when there are only 2 suspects for a crime, and you are one of them, and you know you didn't do it, and you still have to trace it? Okay, so you go down there, fight a boss battle, which is just firing at a normal merc who has larger than usual health, who keeps firing a rocket launcher at you and yelling. So you come back up here, and yeah, I kind of lost it. I had footage of that because it seemed like it was critical to separating it, but ugh. Somehow my editor lost it. It like all went black and everything, and by then my save file was too far along to
That thing
go
can be
back
worse than
here
a key.
because they only let you have a certain number of save files. So at some point you have to save over old files. You can't save every save point to a separate file. So even if
We
you
won't know until he's
even
out.
if you
It's
have
too late if there is a problem.
unlimited
Normandy,
hard drives,
O'Keefe is a
even
no-go.
if your hard drive space is pretty much unlimited when compared to the size of a save file, which
He's a big
makes no sense to me. I mean, if I want to fill...
The study makes sense, but I have concerns about waking it.
Yeah, you've said that a few times now.
I mean, for all we know, he might not be a morning person.
By a madman.
I see everyone's enjoying the new paperweight. Concerns?
We don't know anything about it, Commander.
I know. You don't find that interesting?
Krogan fight well at close quarters.
You're Cerberus. You pretty much thrive on just jumping into Dr. Frankenstein's domain and not do and having no idea what to do. Yeah. So you want to wake this guy up before the next part, because there are two sections where you're just forced to go on a mission real quick, and I don't mind that because it gives it a sense of urgency. But yeah, before you go to the galaxy map again, you'll want to wake this guy.
Any idea how dangerous this guy is?
He is a Krogan, Shepard. If you were asking whether he is actively hostile, I don't have the necessary data to answer. O'Keefe's technology could impart data, not methods of thinking. The subject may know of his views, but would not necessarily.
So this guy has a character from Star Trek inside of him?
Unlikely. Current neural patterns indicate minimal cognition. Barring ship-wide power loss, the nutrients in the tank could sustain him for over a year.
I'm gonna open the tank and let him out.
Cerberus protocol is very clear regarding untested alien technology.
Yeah, turn it on whenever possible and in the most dangerous place you can possibly think of. That's what you were doing in the last game, so don't give me safety lectures, Edie. Please. Cerberus is like Dr. Frankenstein on crack times Walter Bishop at his highest. Plus the Master and Terror of the Altons, where he didn't realize that once they were done with him, the Altons would just kill him. That's what Cerberus is.
Human. Male.
Yeah. Could you get your hands off of my junk?
Commander Shepard, and I don't take threats lightly. I suggest you relax.
I don't swing that way, okay?
Mine. I'm trained. I know things. But the tank.
Okay, buddy. Where you moved your hand, that is not okay. I'll be calling for an adult. Get your hand away from there, or I'll call an adult, and I'll file a sexual harassment suit on your ass.
You wouldn't prefer O'Keefe or Legacy?
It's short.
Yeah. I have the memory of a goldfish, so it's probably better if it be four letters or less.
For O'Keefe's clan or his enemies, I'll do what I'm bred to do. Fight
Or
and
5
determine
letters or
struggle.
less.
But his imprint has failed. Without a reason that's mine, one fight is as good as any other. Might as well start with you.
What?
I have a good ship and a strong crew. A strong clan. You'd make it stronger.
If you're weak and choose weak enemies, I'll have to kill you.
What the?
Our enemies are.
Since when do I choose a weak enemy? And I don't get I don't remember ever being given a choice. But people keep dragging me into this thing. Yeah, in the next game, people keep accusing Shepard of dragging them into his war. It's like, no! Other people keep dragging him into this. In fact, I seem to recall, Kasumi is one of the ones who does it, and I seem to remember you dragging me into your little private problems in this one, as we'll see later.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
I don't know what to feel about Grunt. My psych reports prefer Oak here.
Yeah, he and I were real buddies on Facebook. I don't really want.
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Anything else, Commander?
That'll be all.
Lots of spam. And just how many porn sites do you subscribe to anyway? If this Grunt proves it or not, he have an doubt. Hey, I forgot even that guy gets some sort of payoff. See, this game had a lot of hard work put into it. And there was like 3 years between this and the last game, and it shows, and it's like I don't think anybody would have been complaining about Mass Effect 3. I think they just needed that extra year. Where they weren't working on DLC for this game, along with, I think what happened to Mass Effect 3 that caused all the hubbub, and I assume if you're listening to this, you know something about that. But, if you don't, just look up the controversy and everything, and, well, you know, it is spam. I forgot. You can get spam here. That was a joke. Yeah, but just look up Mass Effect 3 ending controversy. I think the problems extended way beyond the ending. In fact, there's a particular moment that I've already addressed in a video that I uploaded. My first thing was when you meet Ashley in Mass Effect 3. That was the first time I got a sinking feeling. I got this sinking feeling when I saw the redesign they did for Ashley in Mass Effect 2. And that's the other thing. Just like 10 days ago, Mass Effect 3 was running fine. Then a week ago, I tried to start it up when I finished this game, and nope. No, nope. No way to bypass the update. So stupid. But anyway, yeah, here's the mission that you have to take before you can do any others, because it's kind of critical. And hey, I'm not gonna be waiting around.
Shepard, I think we have them. Horizon, one of our colonies in the Terminus systems, just went silent. If it isn't under attack, it soon will be.
Or if they're anything like me with my internet connection,
Not yet.
it could just be a problem. It could just be a light breeze getting in the way.
Ashley Williams. She's stationed on Horizon.
Last I knew, Ash was Alliance. Why is she out in the Terminus systems?
Officially, it's an outreach program to improve Alliance relation with the colonies. But they're up to something.
Probably planning a surprise birthday party.
Up with her.
The collectors just happened to pick a colony with one of my former crew? I don't buy it.
It shouldn't be a surprise the collectors are interested in you.
I mean, after all, you are the central character. Everything tends to revolve around you in an RPG.
Not until you investigate. I don't want the Alliance getting in our way.
You don't want the what? So this isn't about protecting colonies at all. This would be the part where I'd be breaking off. I'd be like, what? You care more about the Alliance not getting in our way? How can they get it? They've been disabling everything that comes out. having a whole fleet there to stop them, if anything, wouldn't that help us? And you seem to have contacts within the Alliance who know what's going on. I'm pretty sure you could find out anything they learned, or something. I mean, you don't seem to have trouble recruiting Alliance personnel. So, if all else fails...
Tell me you have something.
Yeah. It's, bug spray. That'll keep them away. As you can see, that's basically what this thing is, a winged tick. No, it wasn't bug spray, I was wrong. It was a... Whoop. Here we are. Oh!
Lilith, we've got a problem.
Still can't calibrate the targeting?
No, I have a feeling they're gonna change my whole... They're gonna change my whole racial makeup and everything, and make me wear a really impractical costume that would get a normal person booted out of any real military at some point.
What is that?
Maybe Zap Brannigan takes over the Alliance becomes president of the Alliance between this and Mass Effect 3, and that would explain her outfit in that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just look for my video, Ashley Looks Like Ashley with this mod, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh. Ah! I hate getting bit by mosquitoes. I hate that. Still less annoying than trying to play a game like Galaga that has no pause feature and there's a fly that keeps landing on your nose. Believe me, that's far more annoying than whatever's happening to these people. Well, that's the face I made after I saw the last Indiana Jones movie. Came out of the theater with that exact expression on my face. What the heck? Refrigerators withstand nuclear blasts? Aliens! What the... I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what unholy experiments you do to me on your ship. I just saw John Hurt totally wasted in an Indiana Jones movie. And I just saw an Indiana Jones movie where he'd rather die in quicksand than grab onto a snake that can't kill him to get out of danger. And where there was no sense of action because nothing felt like it was moving. Do whatever you want to me. Beat the traffic, I see. Yeah. It's really nice when you beat that post-invasion traffic, you know, just to of course, that usually means you miss the last inning of the invasion, but I don't know. It's up to you whether that trade-off is worth it. I guess if the game is pretty much called, it is, but
In theory, experimental technology only test is contact with seeker swarms.
Couldn't you have done what we did and put...
Those things look like the husks the Geth used on Eden.
Yeah, I'm cutting out a lot of combat here, because, again, it's just a lot of shooting that And this is long enough. You'll see that in the next couple episodes where I got into epic play sessions and,
We haven't seen any. The collectors must have brought the husks. They're taking the colonists alive for something else.
These aren't the same creatures I fought on Eden. They're more advanced, evolved.
Yeah.
They still die when you shoot them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Every enemy you encounter does die if you shoot it enough, so, saying that these guys are saying that any of these guys are unbeatable seems disingenuous.
The collectors aren't getting away with more victims. Let's move out.
Yes, sir.
See what's going on here.
Seems to be some kind of stasis field. Keeps you conscious but completely helpless.
They've been like this a long time.
Well. Hello. Well. Oh!
I am assuming direct control.
And this is what happens when you drink too many of those energy drinks.
Direct intervention is necessary.
Yeah, you do a real bang-up job with that. I just want to show you. I hope I got all this, because yeah, you seem to do a, yeah, I see resistance really is useless. Now you get in and you find, Delan, not Delan. I can't think why I was thinking of Babylon 5.
Get out here, now.
This is... Great. Baseball caps make a comeback in the future.
I cleared a path. You're lucky you're not in the hold of a collector ship right now.
Ungrateful.
You mean they're real? I thought they were just made up, you know, propaganda.
Well, then who did you think was attacking?
No, they got Lilith. I saw her go down.
So what? Up to this point, you thought the are you what drugs are you on that you thought there was a possibility that everybody getting abducted in front of your eyes was unreal, and the people doing it were just a product of propaganda that weren't real in any way, shape, or form? Because I want some.
More about this Alliance rep.
Chief Williams? Heard she was some kind of hero or something. Didn't mean nothing to me, though.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, because I'm so sure that story about the attack on the Citadel didn't make the news for more than like, you know, half a day tops. After all, I'm pretty sure there's more important news about the future Kardashians, or, you know, they're probably rebooting the Spider-Man franchise for the 500th time by this point.
The collectors are targeting remote colonies. The Alliance was trying to help.
I don't need that help. Too many strings attached. That rep said she was just here to get the towers online, but mark my words, there's more to it.
Unfortunately, we'll never find out if there was any truth, because, hey, why set up something interesting and actually do something with the plot point? After all, Chekhov's law states that if a gun is seen on the table in the first act, it must be completely ignored, covered in dust, have a towel thrown over it, and be tossed in a dumpster out back and never mentioned again by the third act.
Head for the main transmitter on the other side of the colony.
I'm pretty sure that's Chekhov's gun. That's the law of Chekhov's gun, anyway.
It's probably just better if you stay out of the way.
Yeah.
At least that seems to be the way a lot of modern movies, games, and TV shows interpret it.
I think you're gonna need it.
You think? These people have been abducting everyone. Oh, I forgot about these guys. Yeah, you shoot them. That's why I like having the flame ammo fully upgraded by this point, because it makes them a lot easier to deal with. And as I said, you're mostly fighting husks in this section, so it's like, yeah, I cut it out because you saw them in Mass Effect 1. They're no more dangerous in this game, and it's just, I mean, at least there's a variety to the zombies in other zombie games, although I mostly find them boring too. Here, they're the most boring thing I could ever think of. Yep, I am getting them the best Christmas present ever. They will never think they got ahead of us again on the gift-giving scale again.
The collectors will try to stop it. Good.
Or maybe they just don't care.
Easy enough.
Why would the towers on this planet be a real threat to them? You've established that our biggest warships aren't a threat to them, so, yeah. So you fight a bunch of husks, and then you get this guy! With the, guys in his mouth. And I'm sorry I forget what he's called at the moment. I know I have the codex up there, but...
We need that system online.
Well, I'm putting a... And, yeah. It was because this is my favorite long-range weapon in the game. I mean, you have to come out of cover to use it, which is a pain, and have a clear line of sight on your enemy. But the other best weapon, I think, is that rocket launcher, and that thing, you always have you always have the chance that it will hit the wrong thing. So I prefer this, where I can be sure it will hit the thing that you want it to hit. Yes, it did. Look at it. What? The thing literally turned to ash. How? You know, I'd love. I would have loved to see her in the last days of World War II. She'd probably call Hiroshima and Hiroshima a failure. Oh, we only turned two of our enemy's main industrial cities into complete ash. That didn't work!
No! Don't let him get away!
But they just surrendered. That didn't work! Does it work?
Half the colony's in there. They took
Our goal was to have them surrender, and they surrendered. That didn't work!
You just hid in your damn bunker.
Yeah!
Show respect. If it wasn't for Shepard, you'd all be on that ship.
Shepard. Wait. I know that name.
Oh yeah, you were on Stargate Atlantis, weren't you?
Captain of the North.
Wrong, John Shepard. Fighting enemies that's name begins with an R, who come back every few thousand years, and have to use ancient gates for faster than light travel, built by an ancient race, and who wiped out an ancient race all our advanced technology is built on. But I can't. How can you keep getting us confused? There's nothing in common between me and the John Shepard on Stargate Atlantis. There are absolutely no similarities.
Why didn't you try to contact me? Why?
I was kind of indisposed, you know, busy having all my skin burnt off.
Cerberus rebuilt.
Because Joker was an idiot and couldn't get to it and refused to get into his escape pod when ordered to. By the way, remind me to punch Joker in the ribs. And yes, I know he has that brittle bone disease. That's why I want to punch him in the ribs. I want to see how many of them will break from a single punch.
But there were rumors that you weren't dead. Worse, that you were working for the enemy.
Cerberus and I want the same thing, to save our colonies. That doesn't mean I answer to them.
Well, it kind of does, because they're forcing you to take missions now. We're at the point of the game where they're literally forcing you to take missions.
I just never expected anything like this. You've turned your back on everything we stood for.
A lot of people are down on Ashley for this, but I like it. I like the idea that that if you talk to Ashley enough on the game, that you had enough, that Shepard had enough influence on her and that she at least seems to remember everything, that all the insanity that we saw in the last game, and yeah. She has no way of knowing that I mean, how on earth does she know that he doesn't have a control chip in his brain? I mean, Miranda talking about it and Shepard not immediately saying, "What, you can do that?" That implies that, yeah, that people that figure that isn't beyond the realm of possibility. So, how on earth does she know that you're not?
So long, Commander.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I like the idea of it. I like the idea that she took a stand. I think the writers did the right thing in this, with this character.
Joker, send the shuttle to pick us
In
up.
fact, she's the one that would have been that in Mass Effect 1, when you first meet her, I would have thought she would be most likely to join up with Cerberus, and now she's had enough development that she's taking a stand against them, no matter what.
Shepard, good work.
And some people say, well, even if she's a love interest, she goes against you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, normally I'd think that was bull, but again, she has no proof that Shepard's in his right mind here. I mean, and given what we've seen Cerberus has been willing to do in the past, I can't blame, I still can't blame her under those,
Is that you?
yeah, what he's about to say here pretty much proves that, Ashley has every right not to want to trust Cerberus.
That entire colony just to lure the collectors there?
Yeah, that is.
Risk. I suspected the collectors were looking for you, or people connected to you. Now I know for certain. I told you I wouldn't sit and wait while the Reapers and collectors gathered.
Couldn't you let it slip about,
eventually, and without a way to predict which one?
Couldn't? Well, wait a second. If they only knew that she was there, because you let it slip that she was there, couldn't you have said that she was working on a top-secret project on a world everybody thought was abandoned but really wasn't, and then direct them to an empty world, and then, where you would just put, like, maybe a satellite or something, or a radio transmitter of some kind, and when they arrived, it broadcast, and then we would know? For sure. I mean, that seems like a viable option. And if his slipping had nothing to do with it, well, then why wasn't it attacked much sooner? And
you and your entire team must be fully committed to this.
Let me worry about them. You just find us a way.
Yeah, and here opens up the second part, and this is where this game gets much longer than Mass Effect 1. At least I think it is. I'm not sure. Total gameplay wise. Yeah, as I said, I don't do planet scanning anymore. I just add that. So yeah, but it still runs long. It still runs about the same. So I think with planet scanning, it comes out a little longer, and it definitely has more because you have more to talk about with your crew and more crew members. It definitely has. It definitely has a longer runtime in the Let's Play. Not only are there a couple episodes that are longer than episodes I did in the last one, but there are more episodes this. So but yeah, this is something that I like, is this loyalty mission thing where you're like doing these missions for your crew and such, and helping them close and helping them get closure. And I like how they're integrated. How they not only hook into the plot. They not only hook into the main plot, but they'll also tell you something about the characters. And they opened it up so that you can. So there's a way to learn about the characters without you having to trigger them becoming a romantic interest, like with Ashley. If you keep talking to her on the Normandy and have every conversation with her, it automatically treats her as the romantic interest, and you don't really have a way out of that.
How may I help you, Commander?
There it is.
Shepard.
Just checking
Yeah,
in.
you have to
Making
talk
sure
to
you're
him
all
really
set.
quickly because his loyalty mission. After they ask you to do something to go on a mission with them that is personal to them and will secure your loyalty, your squad mates, they won't talk to you about anything else until after you've accomplished that mission. So,
remember this picture after picture. No help with finding a reason to care.
What other
there was
floating around in there?
Curious George, mostly. I said it was holding a book for a child. Curious George related mostly. Oh, and Thomas the Tank Engine. The island of Sodor seems a very unsafe place to take public transit.
Something must move you. You're as genetically Krogan as you can get.
I see suffering, the dead, and I think weak. I'm supposed to be strong. My guts were grown from thousands more worthy. The dead were weak. If they were strong, I wouldn't be needed. I don't know why Okeer started teaching. When he turned on the tank the first time, I screamed. Weak, pitiful.
So you started small, but you became what you are. Not everyone gets that chance.
Yeah, especially those poor saps who were left on that planet, apparently to rot.
Even if they lost, the perfect Krogan.
I mean, really.
What made me? There's strength in that. I'll take another look at what happened to the Krogan. Find a reason to care about it.
Whoops! Somebody's not happy. You know, buddy, I think I'm going to have all incoming messages from you marked as spam from now on. Also, I'm unfriending you on Facebook, Tombs.
Just checking in, making sure you're acclimatizing.
I was just sitting here thinking. The picture, I'm finally starting to get it.
I mean, it's a ship, is it? It's a sailing boat, is it? I mean, if you look at it hard enough, it'll come out. It'll be like a 3D thing.
It's under the brow plate, pulling it back, right? Eyes have gone black, and you see tension in the muscle. You can feel it ready to snap. I get it.
Canrum isn't ringing a bell.
Death of Shiagar, female warlord. Turians killed her, so they were hunted down and made examples. Even if they won the war,
so you went full-blown Munich on there. Asses. I approve. I and Jack Bauer both approve.
I don't get the joke.
There's no joke. It's just great. It's a Turian, and he's being torn apart for what they did. I felt nothing before, but now I get it. It was a good fight. The enemy was destroyed to punish them all and send a message. I get it. I hate Turians. I thought you'd be glad.
Not really with a...
I don't know if I'll be coming down here for these talks anymore.
Yeah, what you're talking about murdering members of my crew.
I'm finding reasons for my own battles.
I think I'll give this a miss. And you can forget our tea time. With the on the golf course. I'm not really comfortable taking you to my country club anymore. And here it is, the first loyalty mission I'm playing, Zaid's, which I think is actually a brilliant piece of writing, and I'll explain why when we get to that point, although I assume you've watched this without the commentary. If you haven't, don't blame me for spoilers! So you want me to get as drunk as possible before going into battle? That doesn't sound like a particularly helpful strategy. But whatever you think will work, you seem to know what you're doing here. And hey, you were on Babylon 5 and Galaxy Quest, so I'm not going to question you. Monkey hit his head on a tree. Oh, hey, sausage. Monkey hit his head on a tree. Now he's got brain damage. I suppose that's gonna happen. One of my favorite things I ever found on YouTube. That look up the channel Actions if you have no idea what I was talking about. Yeah, here your enemies are just the mercs. Same mercs you've been fight. Santiago. Okay, there are two names in this that come from Stargate Atlantis, and one that comes from. Oh, I guess that's a pretty common.
He needs to get shot.
I guess, but still.
He was a sadistic bastard back when we started the Blue Suns. The Suns only got meaner after he staged his little coup 20 years ago. So yeah, we have a past.
Started going coo, 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 until I got annoyed and left.
Because it's not common knowledge. Vito wiped me out of the records. He ran the books, I led the men. Worked real well for a while. Then Vito decided to start hiring Batarians. Cheaper labor, he said. Goddamn terrorists, I said.
As opposed to what we were doing before, which wasn't terrorism. Oh, really?
He paid 6 of them to restrain me while he put a gun to my head and pulled the trigger. For 20 years, I've seen that bastard every time.
Oh, great! He's got the same backstory as the villain from World Is Not Enough. And he looks like a Rob Liefeld character. Could this guy get any more 90s? Well, wait, that's the explanation. That's their official explanation.
We'd better get moving.
At least with Shepard, they gave us the vague explanation that they spent billions of credits in 2 years, and all this other stuff. Here they just say, "Oh, you're stubborn. You could survive a point-blank gunshot wound to the head."
You finally tracked me down. Vito.
Don't be stupid, Zaid. I have a whole company of bloodthirsty bastards. Yeah, and I've been killing hundreds of these guys throughout the game. Your point is what exactly?
Actually take your shot. Give my men a reason to put you down like the mad dog.
And why exactly did he put his gun behind his back when we were going in here for the confrontation with this guy? Hey, if you're fighting somebody this ruthless, do not play by Marquis of Queensberry rules. Just shoot the guy the first chance you get, idiot. But yeah, this is the part of a piece of brilliant writing I was talking about. Now remember what's the Anderson's backstory about what Saren did and how he knew Saren was a bad egg, and you can have Shepard agree with him or disagree with him. I had Shepard agree with him, and now Shepard has to make the same choice. Which comes back, the mission, or it's the exact same thing that's about to happen here. He just caused an explosion at a refinery. The whole thing's going up in flames, and civilians are endangered. Now you have to choose between, because it was the only way to get the mission done, and now you have to choose between the mission and saving the civilians, just like, and you're put in a place where, you, have to make the same choice, Saren did, and, retroactively, this isn't just putting Shepard in the place of Saren, putting Shepard in the place of a villain in the last game, but it's also that also retroactively makes the villain of the last game a little more sympathetic, and thus the narrative more interesting and more morally complex. So, yes, I think this is probably not really for the gameplay, but out of all the loyalty missions on this game, I think this is my favorite because of what it does from a character standpoint. And here, yeah, you go through Some mercs walk through here, set off some sprinklers. And yay! I don't think my underwear will ever be dry again. Then you fight some more mercs and faceless mercs, and you come out here and get this. And you don't want to do Zaid's loyalty mission until you got your Paragon or your Paragon points up to about halfway mark. I don't think you can do it. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever gotten this. I've ever gotten it's that I can save the people here and get his loyalty with a renegade response, but you can with a Paragon one. So I don't think so anyway. It's been about, as I said, it was about a year since I played these games before I'm doing this Let's Play, so played these games all the way through for my Let's Play here. So if I'm getting that wrong, forgive me. Just note it.
Sure I need a man like you on my ship.
I really...
Need me, Cerberus wouldn't have paid my fee.
Yeah, I'm not sure I need the villain from Galaxy Quest on my ship. That movie was the bomb! And besides, without me, your only Babylon 5 alumni will be Martin Sheen, and he was only in one movie.
You're part of a team now, Zaid. There's no way we can do this unless we're all working together.
You have a point.
Oh, yeah, we're kind of, yeah, I forgot we were on a mission that was pretty much suicidal without us trying to shoot each other. I, forgot it.
Get the hell out of here.
Right. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.